What's going on? I am Clement Townsend, the video journalism advisor for youth, back with another video. This lesson is part 2 of my Adobe Rush tutorial. If you didn't check out part 1, the link to that video is at the top of your screen. This video goes into adding B-roll to your story. Let's jump in. Of course, we want to add in the B-roll we've discussed before. B-roll is the video, that's the visuals that support your audio. And as much as possible, you would like your video to match what you're saying in your voice track or what the interviewee is saying during the soundbite. That's not always possible. Sometimes you just have some generic shots, but if you can match the video and the audio, that just makes for a better story. So we're going to add some B-roll, adjust some levels, do some music, transitions, and some names, and we are going to learn a lot about editing on your smartphone in this lesson. So let's begin. So wherever your cursor is, that is where Rush is going to add in your files. In this case, we're talking video. Again, I have the tracks over here on the side. That's the button that's down at the bottom. I like to see the tracks because we're going to be working with different tracks. So I'm going to add some files. I'm going to press the plus button and then I'm going to press media. If you remember, all of my files are in an album that is titled Adobe Rush. Yours may be in your camera roll. It all depends on where you have them, but I like to keep things organized. So I have an album called VJ Pro Rush. And so I'm just going to add in a few files because they put them on your timeline. And I don't want a ton of files to have to move around. I don't want it to be cluttered. So I know the ones that I want to begin with are these two. And I believe the third one that I want is going to be, let's see, this one here. So I'm going to start with those three and they're going to add them onto my timeline. It's going to say preparing media. So they added them a little bit over from where I wanted them to be. So that's why it's important to have your cursor in the right place. I wanted them between my audio track and my soundbite. I can obviously drag them over there. They put them on top. We're going to need them on top, so that's fine as well. So I'm just going to move these up here. So again, video matching what I'm saying. So let's listen. Many students won't be taking the normal walk. Many students won't be taking the normal walk to school this year. So I'm going to match my video with that. I have the student taking a walk. I'm going to move that over. And then let's see where I want it to start. I want it to start about right there. So I want to slide. I want to use this tool to slide the handles over. So I slid the handles over. Now I'm going to move the video over to the beginning. Now the video went off. That's all right. So I'm going to move this here. Then I want to move the video over. Many students won't be taking the normal walk to school this year. That's that. And then now school doors are shut. So I have the picture here of school doors being shut. And I would like to see that right as I say school doors are shut. School doors are shut. So we're going to back it up ever so slightly. School doors are shut. We're going to move this right to where the cursor was. And now let's just switch. Let's see what we have. Many students won't be taking the normal walk to school. So I don't like it because it went over a little bit too far. School this year. School door there and slide it here. And that should be a better. I still want students won't be taking the normal walk to school this year, and then the student walks out of the frame. Normal walk to school this year. School. So I'm going to move this over just a little bit to the cursor. I didn't want to move it up. I just want to move it right to where the cursor is. So school doors are shut. Here, school doors are shut in various cities due to COVID-19. Instead, school doors are shut in various cities due to COVID-19. We'll take that. We want to slide it over to the cursor. Now, again, these clips have natural sound. This is out in the neighborhood. Natural sound is what you just hear in the background, the elements, the birds, the wind, the air. We're going to turn all that down. We're going to do levels at the end. So finally, we should have the other clip, and that's going to be a zoom out clip. So we're just going to take that clip, and we're going to drag that over right up against the rest of them, and then we'll edit that. And then that's going to be the beginning of our first piece of B-roll. Instead, various cities due to COVID-19. So it went over a little bit too far. Instead, we want it right there at about the 8-second mark, on in the middle where it has the controls. I want it about the 8-second mark. So we'll just make sure that it doesn't go over too far. Slide this. So about the 8-second marks, we want to go right up against the cursor there. And let's see what we have. Instead, students have to sit in front of... Perfect. But now we just want to start with the zoom. So we're going to have to slide this out a little bit. And where the zoom is, we want to start right about there. Students have to sit in front of a computer. We could also cut it. Let's see, we want to start with the zoom about there. So to get the handles, I have to move it in. And let's see, we want to start with the zoom right about there. So I want to move the handles towards the cursor. There you have it. And then we can widen it out some. And then again, I'm going to move my whole clip right up against it. You don't want any black holes. And again, that's a little bit longer, but we'll just move the handles. And again, you can also use the scissors. I'll show you that part as well. Due to COVID-19. Instead, students have to sit in front of a computer and learn remotely. That can be a challenge for some. So we still don't have it where it starts with the zoom. Move the handle there. And now we want to move the whole clip over here. We want to make sure we don't have any black space. They should be right up against each other. 19. Instead, students have to sit in front of a computer and learn remotely. That can be a challenge for some. That can be a challenge for some. We're going to move the handles there. And there we have it. We've covered our first soundbite. Excuse me. We've covered our first audio track. Excuse me for that. Look at what you can do with technology, all on the cell phone. That's just a sneak peek. I can't give it to you all. That's just a preview of what you will learn in the Video Journalism Pro online course. Yes, you learn how to tell stories, how to do interviews, how to film video, the complete editing process, but you also unlock your creativity and develop your critical thinking. And what does that do? That gives you in-demand skills that you can use in any career field. That sets you up for success in the future. I want you to take advantage of this program. What are you waiting for? Click the link in the description to get more details.